Get strong.
What's up, y'all? It's DP. We back. Hey, if you're watching this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel. I shouldn't have more viewers than subscribers. All right, enough said. I did some barb shopping. If you saw my last video, you know that I got into a fish room and saw a tank full of barbs, and I went nuts. So I bought some barbs. I also bought some other fish. So I went to the store. I saw these rainbow fish as well, and I was like, oh, you know what? Why not do a barb tank and a rainbow tank? So I bought some rainbows. So this guy was listed like as an Australian rainbow. Now I've seen another rainbow that looks similar, and I asked the pet store where I saw that fish if this was a rainbow, an Australian rainbow, and they had no idea. So I took a photo of the fish and I looked at it and stared at it, and it gave me a couple different types of rainbows, and we'll go down that road another day. But he was close enough, so I ended up grabbing that guy. I also grabbed some small Bosemani rainbows because, you know, if you're going to start a rainbow tank, you got to start somewhere, and why not start with color? So I grabbed a couple of those guys, threw them in the tank. I also grabbed some Royal Acaras, because why not have an Acara tank? I know I'm going nuts. I'm trying to have theme tanks, y'all. I'm really stuck on having themes. And these Royal Acara, when they get big, they look absolutely gorgeous. They don't look like they gon' look. Now, they don't flare up with a ton of color, but the patterns become very rich and they just look good. And you can see I got another Bosemani that's a little bit bigger. He's already got some color. And I bought some clown, I think they're called clown barbs, clown barbs. Yeah, duh. So I bought quite a bit of fish. I couldn't help myself. I just went crazy. They're all kind of quarantined together right now and doing their own thing in the it's a 20-gallon tank. So as you can see, these fish are not big, so they just sitting in there for a little bit. Let me say, those clown barbs. Now, I can't wait to get them out of this tank and into another tank where they can color up a little bit. But they some ravenous eaters, boy. Woo. And they're hard to find. I have a lot of pet stores around me, and I never can find these clown barbs. So I bought this group, and I brought them home. And I want to get some more. I want to get like 3 or 4 more. So I'm going to have to order online to get those. Oh, man, look at that Royal Acara. Let me tell you something. If you want to see a full-grown Royal Acara, you need to just go on YouTube or in Google and type it in, and you'll see them. They some pretty fish when they get big. But you'll get to see. Just hold your horses and be patient, and you're going to see. I bought 3 of them. I probably will not be able to keep 3 of them together. From what I understand and what I've read, they don't do well together. In a large enough tank, they do. But I think I'm going to have 1 in the barb tank, 1 in the rainbow tank, and 1 in the blue Acara and Geophagus tank. So, you know, they'll get split up. 1 was a little bit bigger, so I did grab him. The other 2 were smaller. So, I couldn't help myself. I spent a nice little grip on some of these fish. You know, they were not cheap. And at least around here, I never see Royal Acaras. So I was happy to find them. And I had been looking for them, and I was like, I got to get them Royal Acaras. And so I grabbed them, and now I have them. And now I'm happy, at least for the next 5 minutes. But they look good. And you probably can't tell from the video, but those clown barbs are pretty good size. they're at least almost 4 inches. So they're good size clown barbs. They're not small by any means. It's the royal blues that I bought are not that small. They're not close to full grown, but they're in that 3 and 4 inch range too. But those clown barbs are pretty good size, and I can't wait to put them in a tank so that the colors come back. They have some really beautiful red and yellows and the black bars on them. And I forgot the name of this fish right here. I'm gonna have to get his name and maybe plaster it on here. But I know they're like those medical fish that clean your feet, and they don't do well with each other either. So I just bought one of them. Just wanted to try them out. They're supposed to be really good algae eaters. So hopefully he'll eat a lot of algae. Now here in this 10-gallon tank, bound checka bound bound. There's been a lot of breeding going on. I got to get some of the snails that are not making it out, but the guppies that I have in there have been breeding. The snails that I have in there have been breeding. So they just been breeding. What's going on right here? What is this? Anyway, they've been breeding like crazy. As you can see, it's just snails and snails everywhere. So they all over the place, and I've been feeding them, and they just don't stop breeding. I'm gonna fill the tank up so that we can stop some of the breeding, but they've been laying it in the hood anyway, so it don't even matter. I'm gonna separate them so that we can kill some of that. But these guppies, it's one male in here and a couple females. They've been going at it. They've been having babies like crazy. So I got quite a few babies that are in that grass. But boy, there's a lot of doggone snails in this tank. And I'm sorry, my camera skills. I'm playing around, but you can see some of the baby fish, and you can see obviously a lot of snails at different levels of growth. We got some small ones, we got some really small ones, and then we got some very small ones. So I'm gonna have a lot of snails. I'm gonna be moving them out, put them into another 10-gallon tank. All the snails by themselves, the small snails, and I'm gonna get the snails that didn't make it out of the tank. But there's just so many in here. It's gonna be a pain. Now this tank have got my melon barbs, and there's about 7 or 8 of them in here, and I can't wait for them to color up as well. If you've seen melon barbs, they look really good as they get bigger. I do have 2 Kahoku swordtails in here. They sticking in. I had a big group of them, and they slowly passed on and did not make it. But I still happen to have a male and a female. And for all I know, she's been putting out babies, and these guys, ain't no babies gonna live in this tank, okay? These guys are like little piranha. You feed them and they go absolutely nuts. I love that this tank in 1 second can look like it's just full of life because there's all these barbs in here. And then other times it looks like it's empty because they like to hide down in the grass. There's the male, and they're doing fine in here. I left them in here when all the rest of them passed on, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave them in here and let them do what they do. And if they have some babies, that's fine. Those babies will not live in this tank because those barbs they stay in that grass. So any babies that go in that grass, they getting ate. Yeah, but I can't wait for them to color up and start really looking good, because they look really good when they're feeding, but they're still a little young and they haven't colored up. But when I mix them and I get the clown barbs and I put them in there, and a couple of other barbs that I'm gonna put in there, there's a 40-gallon. I think it's gonna look nice once I clean it up. There's some snails in here, some mystery snails in here as well. And there's a couple of plecos in here, bristlenose plecos. There's probably about 3 or 4 bristlenose plecos in here. And, they're hiding. No decorations or anything in this tank. There's just some pothos plants and a bunch of grass in here. That's it. Nothing spectacular in this tank. The best thing in this tank is the fact that it's just full of those barbs, and like I said, they just disappear. And then when I feed them, they just come out, and it's great. I can't wait to get the barb tank set. There's a couple of other barbs I want to get. I definitely want to get a few different other barbs. And this guy is just over here by himself. He on his lonely. I moved him out of the 125 so long ago, and for some reason I just have been able to get. I haven't even tried to get rid of him. I just haven't been able to bring myself to get rid of him. He got a ton of blackbeard algae in here. I just leave it in there. And this tank needs some cleaning, obviously. But he's the only fish in here. He eats well. He does well. He's hardy. It's a 75-gallon tank. He's got it all to himself. There might be another fish in there. I can't remember. If I find it, I'll let you know. And then here we have the eel. He's still doing well. He's getting bigger and thicker. He likes to eat. I give him his bloodworms and I give him his night crawlers, and he will take them out of my hand. And he's getting bigger. It's hard to tell here, but he's getting bigger. He's definitely getting thicker. Oh my gosh, he's getting pretty fat. Whenever he comes out of there, you can get a good look, but he don't really come out of there much. He likes to sit up in there. And remember all the drama I went through with him. If you go back and look at my older videos, you'll see where I was doing everything to help with his cloudy eyes, but it's permanent. But he seemed to be able to see just fine, because when I dangle some food, he comes a running. And once again, my camera work is not that great. But he's the only fish in this tank, in this 55, and he does a good job. He's a good boy. So I just wanted to give you a quick update, let you know what I've been up to. There's some more tanks down here that I'm going to be setting up. Like I said, these have just been holding tanks, and we do need to do an update on the 75-gallon upstairs that I started trying to convert into a planet tank that has the blue acaras in it, and the what's all in that tank? Oh yeah, the blue acaras are in that tank, as well as the geophagus topahos are in that tank. So we do need to do an update on that tank, and hopefully by then these guys, because even as you're watching this is probably quite a few weeks later, these guys are definitely getting ready to come out of quarantine soon. By the time you see them, you'll see some of them relocated, and some of them may still be in this tank. Who knows? Until I set up the rainbow tank and get that going. But definitely the population in here will be reduced. Okay, so I can't wait to set that tank up. I have some good ideas. My goal is to get my barb tank set up, my blue acara tank set up, and to get my rainbow fish tank set up. And obviously the 125 is going to be the 125 until I get a bigger tank. And those guys are doing good. You saw them in the last video. And so some of those guys have come out. Oh, hey, here, Plucko made an appearance. One of them anyway. But these guys are out. I dropped a little food in, and they're going crazy. Some of them have come out of the grass. There's still some more down in the grass, but hey, I'm liking these guys. Can't wait till I get some more barbs. I want a nice variety. I think I'll grab some more Odessa barbs. I had Odessa barbs in the past, but I think I will get some Odessa barbs and put with those guys, and we'll have a nice barb tank going on. You know what I'm saying? But that's it for now. Later, y'all. Be strong.